Afternoon everybody, just here Thursday the 29th of January. We're just having a load of solid digestate being delivered in walking floors, using the track mat to keep the lorries on, and then Joe's just stockpiling it here. We got 2,000 tonnes coming in the next few days, and then we're going next door to where we've rented some land for sugar beet on Exton Estate. We got 5,000 tonnes to put up there, ready to put on to be ploughed, pressed in. As you can see, it's a lovely mulch. So this is what comes out the AD plant. It's got a bit of unprocessed straw in it, but yeah, it's lovely. So basically, it's all the fibre that comes out the plant. So there'll be maize, a bit of sugar beet, a bit of whole crop, and a bit of straw. To be fair, so they're just bringing it in walking floor loads, 28 tonne a time. So there's about 100 loads coming in total. Yeah, it's a fantastic product, not only in terms of organic matter for the soil, but in terms of nutrition for the sugar beet as well. And we tend to use it before sugar beet because it's obviously it's got a breakdown in the soil as well as have some readily available nutrients in it. The typical analysis is like 4 kilos of nitrogen. 5's on the K and 3.5's on the P, and then about 1.2 of sulphur. So it really is a fantastic product. We've got on very well using it over the last few years, and what we tend to do as well is we'll backload. So this lorry is basically picking up maize, delivering it to the plant out of a clamp, and then backloading digestate here. Just a way of keeping the lorries loaded both ways, to be honest. So Joe's just here on the Hitachi 21 tonner. He's got the smaller bucket on at the minute because he's just stockpiling it. Yeah, it's going well. It's going all right considering the weather we've had. So you just don't get the track barks from pushing out with a loader. The digger's the best way. You just sit in one place, and yeah, ideal. Obviously, as you can see behind, the sheep are still grazing here. If you spin the camera around, Matt, you'll see the sheep grazing here still. So they're on that last bit there. We got another bunch down there. They've got the other end. So we're just literally getting it in now, ready for spreading in a few weeks. In about 3 weeks' time, when the sheep finish grazing, and then we'll plough, press it, and power harrow it ready for beet then. So no, it's going all right. So the walking floor idea really is that it's ideal because you don't have to tip it up like a bulker to get the load off. So it's very safe, stable, and basically the floor goes backwards and forwards and pushes the load out the back. And then Joe's just here taking it out. He leaves a layer on the floor so he doesn't take any topsoil with him, and it works well. By the time they've tipped, Joe's got it stockpiled. So yeah, it works really well. It's a very safe way of moving the digestate as opposed to getting a tipper up and potentially being unstable and going over. We have got some 8-wheelers as well at the minute, bringing some in with the Quaco bodies on, but mainly coming in walking floors like at the minute. So yeah, they'll spread this with their Paluga muck spreaders, and Joe or somebody else will load them with the digger. So he'll sit up on top of the heap and put it back out. So yeah. So there's not a lot else going on this week. We're just pumping out of our nurse tank. We're filling the nurse tank with lorries and pumping it down to a lagoon because we haven't got a track down to a lagoon. So we've got 1,700 metres of 6-inch pipe out, just pumping that down this week. We've got plenty of storage left at the minute, and we're very thankful for that because obviously it's wet at the moment. So yeah, it's ideal really. This has been our best year for storage capacity. So we had a visit from Samson, from David Bowman this week as well, to look at renewing the Samson tankers at the end of this season, making sure we got a market for the second-hand ones. So yeah, that's what else we've been doing this week. And just also, we've had some great response from our job advert for the umbilical team, just because we've got plenty going on and we've managed to rent more ground for sugar beet. So we've got we'd have 500 or 600 acres still to plough and press after we've spread. So the workload's just gone up quite a bit in the last couple of weeks. So we just need a couple of extra hands this spring just to get us through. But if you're interested in this product, please, if you're a local farmer, if you're within 30-mile radius of Meeple or Streatham, please do get in contact with me through Genesis Biomass, because we do this. We'll swap digestate, either liquid, mainly solid, but either both for for the purchase of straw. So if you are, or just the sale of the digestate on its own. So yeah, so if you want to, just either email me or phone me up or WhatsApp me, either or, and we can get you across some pricing and some analysis of the product. So as you can see here, this is how it walks the digestate out. It's basically empty now, but the floor walks back and then pushes it all forward and just keeps pushing it, and these just basically scrape it off the end. So it's ideal. Look at that, Matthew. Lovely. But it's not, doesn't really smell that bad, but look at all that organic matter and everything for your soil. Oh, smell the ammonia. So I don't know if anyone's realised, but I've lost 10 kilos this month. I'm on the fat jab, on the Monjaro. So yeah, we're going to have 6 months on it, see how we get on. It's cut out the Haribo consumption and the chocolate bar consumption and the biscuits that we're getting rammed down my throat daily. So yeah, we're having a good go. A lot of people don't like to admit they're on it. I don't care what anyone thinks, so that's why I'm sharing it with you. But we're 10 kilos lighter. We're under 150 kilos now, so most of you will be like, oh my God, that's massive. But there we go. We're cracking on, trying to lose a bit of timber before I go skiing. I won't go as fast down the mountain now, but hopefully I won't be as knackered. Trying to get a side view, Matt. Unbelievable. Serious banter. Mate, he's got his stick out, clean his number plate off. Yeah. So we've just come across to Sawston this afternoon here, because the sugar beet just the other side of the buildings is going to go. That was lifted on Saturday by Robert Black. There's about 300-400 tonne there to go. And we just thought we'd come and have a look at the stubble turnips in comparison. So these were actually drilled in August into a dust bowl, and they didn't get any rain until September. And this is the sort of size of turnip you've got compared to the rugby balls we've got at home. So it just shows you that growth, and getting them planted in July is like second to none for, you know, for establishment and getting the root size and the fodder for the sheep. We didn't spray the volunteers out because we didn't know how the turnips were going to come, so it was just really to leave some extra cover. But the ground lays really well. I mean, we subsoiled it to 18 inches, and then we drilled it with because this block is all going into maize, this whole farm. So we did the subsoiling in good conditions, and there's no water lying about or anything. So yeah, like I said, we subsoiled it to 18 inches, and then we drilled it with the rapid lift, low disturbance subsoil on the front of the Vardastat. And as you can see in the rows, like we normally do, and it's all come pretty well. So the sheep will be moving in here next week. Hopefully we get some drier weather so they don't puggle the ground too much, but the ground's in great nick, as you can see. Lovely tilth to depth as well. So it's quite like fenny, like peaty down here. It's black, like a black soil. So hopefully it'll grow a stonking crop of maize, hopefully. But yeah, so no, they'll be backloading some solid digestate in here, whether we put it on before the beet, because the ground's heavier here than at home. Yeah, we might just put it on after the maize if the maize comes off in good conditions before wheat, to be fair. So that's the plan of attack. Yeah, we've started grazing just the other side of the wood. Chappie's got, I think, 400 sheep through there, and then we've got another, let's say, about 1,500, 2,000 turning up here middle part of next week. So we'll crack on and get a few of the fields fenced, ready for when the sheep arrive. We'll just run them across the bridge over the river there, out the farmyard, and let them get chewing away. So hopefully we're not going to get as bigger volumes. I was on the phone to someone earlier and they said that we've had 80 mil this month in January. So really, like, the ground walks pretty good considering, and we only had 20 mil 2 days ago, or a day and a half ago. So yeah, soil structure's in good nick, ground's in, generally in good nick. So hopefully get the sheep across it, a bit of their sheep and that, and into the ground, and then when it dries up, we'll probably put liquid digestate on it with a tanker at 36 metres, and then we'll Torano it in, and yeah, hopefully we'll be able to drill the maize out here in early April to try and guarantee a September harvest, depending on the weather we get, the heat units, and what rain we get as well. So yeah, so thank you very much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please hit subscribe and the bell to be notified of when we get videos up and running. But next week I'm on a lorry, so Matt's going to come with me down to refood, and we'll do a video of the lorry and round the digester next week for you. I know we've been saying we'll do it for a while, but next week's probably going to be the week. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.